Okay, dear students, in the previous classes we have discussed about the various multi-loop control systems. Those are feed forward, ratio and cascade control. So as we know that multi-loop control systems, we may have more than one measurement and only one manipulated variable, or one measurement and more than one manipulated variable. So up till now whatever we have discussed in feed forward, ratio and also cascade control system, almost in all we are having more than one measurement and only one manipulated variable. So unlike all these previous multi-loop control system, the split range control configuration has one measurement only and more than one manipulated variable. One measurement means it is having only one control output. So since there is only one control output, we can say that we have only one control signal which is split into several parts, that is which is divided into several parts, each affecting one of the available manipulations. In other words, we can say that we can control a single process output by coordinating the actions of several manipulated variables, all of which have the same effect on the control output. So consider the reactor where a gas phase reaction takes place. If you observe that one, this is a reactor to which some reactants are entering into reactor through a control valve V1, and after action taking place, the reactant products, the products are going out through a control valve V2. The control valve V2. So that means here that there are two control valves V1 and V2. They can manipulate the flow of feed as well as flow of the reaction product. The two control valves can manipulate the flow of feed and reaction product. In order to control the pressure in the reactor, the two valves cannot act independently, but the two control valves should have some coordination between them. So without coordination, if they want to operate independently, the pressure in the reactor may not be achieved as per our desired value. So we are going to see some small example for this one. Assume that here our main aim is to control the pressure in the reactor at our desired set point value. So for that we are using a pressure transmitter where that transmits the value of pressure in the reactor, and that signal is given to the controller. As we know that this control output, a single control output is split into two manipulated signals. Okay, so now we are going to see that. So let us assume that the control output signal corresponding to the desired operation of reactor be 6 psig. That means we want to maintain the pressure in the reactor at 6 psig. So initially, if you observe this diagram, initially valve V2 is closed and valve V1 is open. In order to get the 6 psig, valve V2 is closed. That means output reaction product flow rate is closed and input feed reactant is open. That is, valve V2 is partly open, whereas valve V1 is completely open. When for various reasons the pressure in the reactor increases, the control output signal also increases. Then it is split into two parts that affect the two valves simultaneously. For example, because of maintaining this valve V2 completely open and valve V1 partially open, we have achieved a 6 psig, which is our desired set point. But various reasons, because of various reasons, the pressure in the reactor has increased, so that the control output also increases, which affect the two valves simultaneously. That we will see. as the control output increases from 6 to 9 psi, say it is from 6 to 9 psi, valve V2 opens continuously. That means you have to reduce the pressure from 9 to 6. The valve V2 is opens continuously while V1 remains completely open. So both action, that is completely opening of this particular valve V1 and continuously opening of this valve V2, that both leads to a reduction in the pressure from 9 to 6 psi. Once again listen, if the pressure in the reactor is increased from 6 to 9 psig, the controller gives a signal such that the divide into two parts. One part, what it is doing is it continuously opens the valve V2 while V1 remains completely open. So both these actions leads to reduction in the pressure of the reactor. For large increase in the reactor pressure, that means the control output is almost beyond the 9 psi, maybe up to 15 psi. In such a case, valve V2 is completely open while V1 starts closing. If it is from 12, 13, 14, then you have to make this to 6 psi. We are going to make this completely V2 open. Still, if it is not maintaining, it starts closing the V1. So again, both the actions leads to reduction in the pressure until the reactor has returned to a desired operation. So that is the case of the split range control. So as we know that split range control, we are having only one control output that is split into two parts. Each affects the same as to get the control variable to our desired set point value. So once again, refer this operation. Our aim is to maintain the reactor pressure at 6 psi. So this PT is going to transmit the pressure signal to the pressure controller, where it generates some pressure control signal. That control signal is split or divided into two equal manipulated signals. One changes the position of reactant flow rate and other one changes the reaction products flow rate. So each affect the control output equally, simultaneously, to maintain the reactor pressure at our desired value. Say initially, in order to maintain the 6 psi, valve V1 is completely open and valve V2 is partly open. And due to some various reasons, the pressure in the reactor increases, the control output signal also increases. Now assume that as the pressure in the reactor increases from 6 ps to 9 psi, valve V2 opens continuously while V1 remains completely open. So the complete opening of V1 and continuous opening of V2 leads to a reduction in the pressure. And second case, if there is large increase in the reactor's pressure, that means the control output may exceed for 9 psig. In such a case, valve V2 is completely open and while V1 starts closing. Again, both the actions leads to a reduction in the pressure. So just a small table is explained here. As the control output signal is 3 psi, valve V1 position is open, V2 is closed. Whereas if it is 9, both are partially open, and if it is 15 psig, valve V1 is completely closed and valve V2 starts opening. That is at partly open. And there is another example, that is a split range control of pressure in the steam header. Just if you observe this diagram, this is steam header where it accumulates the steam from the different boilers. Here assume that there are a number of boilers. What is the function of boiler? That produce some combustion that converts the water into steam. So all the steam is accumulated into the steam header. So here the main objective of the steam header is to maintain a constant pressure in the steam header when steam demand at various processing units changes. So from this steam header, the steam is connecting to or given to various processing units, that may be turbines, to some other devices. So depending upon demand from these processing units, the steam pressure has to change. So for that, we are having only one measurement. What is the present pressure in the steam pressure? and that is given to the controller. This controller is divided into different units depending upon the number of boilers. So that is simultaneously changes the pressure in the different boilers or the steam coming from the different boilers. So like that, by having the single measurement, only one measurement and more than one manipulated variable, we are able to control the pressure in the steam. So this gives the split range control. So with this, we have completed the almost all multi-loop control system, that is 4 as per our syllabus. We have discussed the 4. There are actual other control loops are also there, that is adaptive control and some other one. But as per our syllabus, we have discussed feed forward, ratio, cascade and split range control. So in the next class, we are going to discuss about the multi-variable control system, that is somewhat different from these particular multi-loop control systems.